Now, whenever you're ready.
May it please the court. My name is Tatyana Thompson, and I'm here today representing Julie Turner, the petitioner in this case. Sorry. Ms. Turner respectfully asks that this court reverses the appeal from the United States Courts of Appeals for the moot circuit court's decision for two reasons. Reason one being that Julie's speech did not cause a material and substantial disruption, and reason two being the respondent's reliance on Bethel, Morse, and Hazelwood is improper. At this time, I'd like to reserve 2 minutes for rebuttal.
You may.
Your Honors, this case is about the unfair punishment Julie Turner received as a result of her First Amendment rights being violated. Which leads me to my first point. Jefferson High School has no authority under Tinker to discipline Julie because her speech did not cause a material and substantial disruption. First off, Julie's speech took place off campus as opposed to Tinker's. In the case of Busing versus...
Stop. Go back. You need to tell us about Tinker before you apply the facts, remember?
So, like, give a...
After that first sentence, you stopped, and then you said under Tinker, there was no material and substantial disruption, period. In Tinker...
In Tinker, we have a case where students protested silently with black armbands against the Vietnam War, as opposed to Julie making her comments on the school website.
The court held?
The court held that schools cannot punish or censor students' speech if it did not cause a material and substantial disruption. So I'll go on from there?
No, good. Now they apply the facts. Now that we have the rule, apply the facts to the rule. In this case?
In Julie's case, she made her comments off campus from the comfort of her own home on her computer. I don't know, that kind of threw me off.
I'm sorry, just keep going.
In Busing versus Woodland School District, the district court held that schools cannot discipline students just because they didn't like what the student said, which is the case that we have here today. Julie said something that the principal did not like, and she got punished as a direct result of that.
Counsel, what did Julie say?
Julie said that students should hide their medications better in their lockers, and that the principal was compensating and might have thought that the Adderall was Viagra.
Let's go back to material and substantial disruption. What exactly is that, and how do we know when a material and substantial disruption has occurred?
We know that a material and substantial disruption has occurred when it interferes with the learning or the rights of other students, which Julie did not do.
Because?
Because, once again, she made her comments off campus, and there was no disturbance on campus as a direct result of her comments.
Weren't there some comments or some affidavits to the effect that there were some students who were unable to continue to learn in their school environment because of this disruption?
Yes, there was an affidavit that stated that, but that was only one student. Not saying that that one student did not matter, but we don't know what type of student that was in the first place. In Tinker, it was found that any word spoken on campus that isn't popular, which is Julie's in this case, it can cause a disturbance, but her comments did not cause a material and substantial disturbance. And the students...
Counsel, wasn't the class disturbed because of her comments?
The class was disturbed? Is that what you said?
Wasn't the class disturbed because of her comments, though?
The class was not disturbed because of her comments. The teacher who confiscated the comments said herself that the class was rowdy and noisy. They happened to be more rowdy and noisy because a student brought in a copy of Julie's comments, which caused the disruption, not her actual comments. The students in Tinker, they wanted to get a rise or a reaction out of faculty members and students alike, but Julie did not intend to do this. She just merely voiced her opinion on a school message board away from the school campus as opposed to the students in Tinker. And there was also a third party involved in this incident. A fellow classmate of hers took it upon themselves to print out the comments from Julie made on the website and distribute it around in the classroom, which caused a disturbance. The fear of disruption is not enough under Tinker to discipline Julie. Like I said before, her comments took place off of campus. Under Tinker, Jefferson High School cannot censor speech due to the apprehension of a disturbance. There has to be an actual disturbance and actual evidence that says that she caused a disturbance due to her comments.
Are there any cases that directly state that off-campus speech is restricted? Can be restricted?
Not to my knowledge. In the ruling of Tinker, it was found that a school cannot censor speech just because the school desires to avoid discomfort or unpleasantness due to unpopular speech, which is Julie's speech. Her speech was not pleasant, so the school wanted to discipline her just because of that. And
But counsel, however, in Downinger, didn't the court rule that schools can punish for a risk of material and substantial disruption?
yes, but that was it was ruled on after Tinker. So under Tinker, it said that it has to be actual evidence to it has to be actual evidence that says that a material and substantial disruption was caused. In that case,
Which court decided Doninger? Was it the Supreme
it
Court?
was a district court. So you don't necessarily have to follow that, but
Why should we not follow that opinion?
because the Supreme Court is the highest court that makes the ruling, and they know the law.
Right, but in that specific context, factual context, I think it was the 3rd District Court that said that they could censor speech if there was a good chance that it would be material and substantial disruption. Why should we not adopt that reasoning here?
We shouldn't adopt that reason because there is no actual evidence. There was no evidence that a substantial risk could have occurred because of her speech. Like in Tinker, Julie's comments caused discussion out of class and in the class, but they did not make a material and substantial disruption within the class when they were distributed by her fellow classmates. The teacher who confiscated the comments stated that it was a common practice of hers to take away or confiscate something that was unrelated to school. So it's a common practice of hers to do what she did in this case of Julie's. It's not out of the ordinary. The teacher herself also
But
said,
weren't the comments relating to the operations of the school?
yes, they were.
So you said that she takes away stuff that doesn't pertain to the school, but these comments did pertain to the school.
But in her opinion, it was unrelated to school. So that's why she confiscated them. The teacher herself also said that it was not a substantial disruption. At this time, I'd like to save the rest of my time for my rebuttal.
Okay.
I have a question.